Hey, I'm Hunt, and this is Hunt on LSU, your channel for LSU Fighting Tiger football talk. Enjoy the video. We want you to leave a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe right below the video. Enjoy.
So if you've been on Twitter in the last 45 minutes, you've probably seen the report from LouisianaSports.net that made a change on Saturday night in Death Valley. Well, change back, I guess I should say. According to sources that we have here at Guarantee Media and LouisianaSports.net, we have learned that there is plans to have a live tiger inside Tiger Stadium for pregame Saturday night. Now, this is not brand new news to you. Over the course of the last year, Governor Jeff Landry has said publicly that he would like a tiger to take the sidelines, as was tradition for decades at LSU. Mics over the years were put into that mobile cage and taken inside Tiger Stadium. They were taken around the field, pulled in front of the student section, oftentimes coaxed into roaring, parked by the opposing locker room at times as well. It was part of the tradition of LSU football, and that was discontinued about a decade ago. In 2015, LSU decided it wasn't in the best interest of the Tigers to do that anymore. So with the latest Tiger, which is now Mike VII, they have not done that. And Mike VII is in that 15,000 square foot habitat across the street from Tiger Stadium. And that's where he's going to stay on Saturday. We have learned over at LouisianaSports.net that the plan is for LSU and Governor Jeff Landry to facilitate another Tiger to come in from out of state, be put in the old cage and wheeled around. Here's the thing. I think there are some people that are really fired up about this. And I'll be candid with you. When I was 10 or 12, that was really cool to see a tiger roar in front of the student section, to hear that over the PA system. I don't really need it. I don't need a live tiger inside Tiger Stadium. I don't need you to put the tiger in the cage. I don't need the cage to get beat on. I don't need there to be a fake tiger that you wave in front of the tiger to coax it into roaring. I don't need that as part of my game day. Y'all heard me go nuts about uniforms, and I still will. That means something to me. Having the tiger paraded around doesn't really mean a lot to me. I'll be just as fired up for LSU Alabama with or without it, and honestly probably won't even see it because I'll be doing the pregame show across the street. I just don't care. That's just not on my radar. I'm also not going to sit here and suggest to you that I have a ton of investment in the mental health of some tiger they bring in. There's a lot of things that I have in my bandwidth. I'm locked in on my job. Certainly my family is number one in my life. We got to make sure that the bills are paid. We got to make sure that we're staying employed here. We got to make sure that my kid is safe and healthy. Same goes for my wife. There's a lot of things I care about, and candidly, I care about the results of the LSU football games and the Cubs baseball games. I care about that stuff too. I'm not going to pretend like I'm sort of mortified that some tiger is going to be put in a cage. If that's the way that you feel, that is perfectly reasonable. If you think who cares what a tiger is feeling, I'd like him to get going crazy because this is a football game and I'm fired up for it, that's fine too. I don't really know much about the electoral votes in the state of Minnesota either. There are just some things I know and care about, some things I don't. I don't really care about the tiger. I think that it's interesting that the governor is so invested in this. But again, it's just not something that's going to really swing me one way or another. As I said at the top, to me, I wouldn't do it. I'm good with I'm not averse to LSU having a live tiger on campus. I think Mike's existence in that facility, 15,000 square feet, having people take care of him, incredible veterinary care over there at LSU, keeping him fed and healthy. And, I think it's fine that you've got a tiger on campus. There are some people that are mortified by that. But I do, in just in my opinion, I don't need him to get into a cage and be wheeled around the field. That's just how I feel about the situation. But Jeff Landry said months ago, we're going to get this done. And it appears they're going to get it done for Saturday. Once again, it's not going to be Mike, the one that's been here for 7+ years on campus at LSU, but there will be a tiger, and he will be in that cage, and he'll be on the field pregame for LSU and Alabama. That's kind of my read on the situation. Beck, you've been in Baton Rouge your entire life. I would imagine you have seen the tiger and are aware of that tradition. Do you have anything to say about the fact that this is likely going to happen again on Saturday?
I guess it's just about par for the course for Louisiana politics. Like, let's care about getting a live tiger in the stadium as opposed to more important matters. But honestly, man, I don't care I don't care about it either.
Yeah.
It was cool to see it, but at the same time,
I thought it was cool when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I don't anymore.
exactly.
I'm 36. I don't need it.
Yeah, I'm okay with us not having a tiger in there. Like, it's fine. If it's pretty cool with all the other schools that have mascots, like the dog and then Bevo and all that. That's fine. Those are like
Ralphie.
Yeah, that's cool. But
Ugga.
like, tiger's a little bit different. So let's we don't need it, but whatever, man. It's gonna happen. So
it is gonna happen. And I think there'll be a lot of people that'll yell and scream and say, like, I can't believe you're using funds and time to make sure that this happens, as opposed to dealing with education or the budget or whatever. I have no way of knowing how much time or effort Jeff Landry put into getting a tiger into Louisiana and into a cage and into Tiger Stadium. He may have had somebody way down the line handle that. He may have spent 4 weeks on it. I have no idea. So without that information, I can't know. I have no idea what it costs to, quote unquote, rent a tiger. I have no idea if the state of Louisiana paid for it or not. I don't know. So I can't necessarily rant and rave and talk about that. I would suggest there are things in the state of Louisiana that do need to be done a little bit better. And I have, again, really limited feelings on whether or not getting a tiger to come in for Saturday night in Death Valley is detracting from that in any way. It's just, I think it's going to be polarizing. I think it's going to get a lot of eyeballs. I think that it's going to be a national story. And as I sit here today at 1:08 on this Thursday getting ready for LSU Alabama, I'd quite frankly rather talk about how LSU is going to deal with Ryan Williams, whether or not LSU can stop Jam Miller, whether or not Jalen Miller is going to run it 18 times or 4 times, and whether or not Garrett Nussmeier is going to get picked off 3 times or throw for 400 yards and not get picked. Like, I'd rather just talk about the game. But I do understand that this is going to be a polarizing thing because there are going to be some people that are going to be very invested in this. PETA is going to make a huge statement about this. There's no question about that. And the state of Louisiana is probably going to take some heat for some of this. I don't think there's any question about that. But I think there's also a large faction of LSU fans that think this is awesome. So you're going to get both. And I guess the way I've talked around this thing, and it's kind of by design because it's honestly the way I feel, I just don't really care. If you put me in charge, there's not going to be a tiger in the cage. You put a tiger in the cage, I'm still going to show up, and I'm still going to be invested in the game. I'm going to handle the pregame show. I'm going to watch the game. I'm going to go do the postgame show and write a column for LouisianaSports.net, and I'm probably not going to spend much time thinking about how the tiger felt when it was in the cage and the student section was yelling and screaming. It's just, that's the way that I feel. If you're in the Bayou Ford chat right now, I'd like to hear kind of your thoughts on it. Hit me on Twitter at HuntPalmer88. I might put a poll out on my Twitter just to kind of check the read of how people feel about it, because I think it's going to be polarizing. I'll probably put in the poll, like, don't really care, and I bet that doesn't get a lot of votes. I feel like most people are going to say, yeah, that's awesome, bring the tradition back, or this is disgusting, like, no chance they should be doing this. I think those two are going to get far more than, yeah, whatever. And I'm in the yeah, whatever camp, but that doesn't make for exceptionally good talk radio. So I guess we'll leave it right there at that.
Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button. Leave your comments below and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.